Hello and welcome to The Buzz, where we bring you leaders in dental education, discussing hot topic courses and industry trends. I'm your host, Vanessa Emerson, founder of Dental Speakers Bureau, and I'm excited that today I'm here with Dr. Sam Lau. Welcome, Sam.
Well, thank you, Vanessa. Glad to be here.
It's going to be a great conversation. I'm excited to learn more about your course, Innovative Periodontics, How-To from Techniques to Products. But before we dive into more about the course, let me just give you a little bit of information about Dr. Lau. It's quite likely that you already know who Dr. Lau is. He's been lecturing for many years on our circuit. In fact, I believe you've lectured in all 50 states. Is that right, Sam?
That is correct. My last was Idaho, and we did that one in early 2019, so we marked that one off.
That's quite an accomplishment. Wonderful. Well, rather than read through the long list of honors and achievements, which congratulations, by the way, it's been a wonderful career for you in dentistry, but I'll just point out a couple for the purpose of this this interview, in that you have been are the past president of the American Academy of Periodontology and an associate faculty member at the Pankey Institute for 25 years. And so we're here to talk about your course, Innovative Periodontics, How-To from Techniques to Products. Can you get us started by helping us understand why do you think this course is relevant today for dental professionals?
Well, part of what I do, including speaking, is consulting, and I've been doing that for probably a good 10 years. But one thing that it's very important to me is I believe in interactive education. So it's a two-way street. So what that means is that when I have a real issue standing in front of people and not at least seeing the whites of their eyes. So for me, I've always been a good listener. And so I'm always trying to determine what is going on in dentistry throughout its ups and downs, and what's going on with our dental hygiene community, what's going on with our periodontists, how they interact. And so therefore, we designed a course that we believe is probably the putting periodontics into the practice of general dentistry has got to be probably one of the most significant challenges that exist in dentistry. And part of it is that the patients don't want it. But also there's logistical scenarios there, from the prophylaxis to the scaling and root planing. Plus, let's face it, periodontics is one of those areas to where there really is a team effort with everyone in the office, especially the dental hygienist.
Yeah.
This course truly, and I think it's why it is the #1 course that is asked for, is that it truly embodies how to put periodontics, almost like a cookbook, into the practice. It starts with the new patient exam, at classifying perio. But at the same time, it really does not go back to the periodontics you had in dental school or hygiene school. We would never do that to you. It takes it from a very practical standpoint, who does what, when and where, and it literally goes through sort of like the 5 commitments that one needs to make to be able to see where we're going with this. We start this course, as I have done even in my practice, and when I managed a very large practice, into a mission statement. So if you look at this course, it's going to deal with 1, let's provide the highest quality of care for that patient, and we all want to do that. But 2, sometimes we don't think about this, and that is us. We've got to be happy doing it. So there we get into some systems of how to make it easier for you, how to make it to where, let's get trite, where when the dentist goes into the hygiene operatory, what's expected of both parties, including the patient. And lastly, and not to be mercenary, but most practices are still small businesses. So we talk about the financial implications, because there has to be a return on the investment. And that's where you see innovative periodontics, moving from infection to chronic inflammatory disease, but also looking at the procedures that are necessary to do that, And let's face it, you've got to have products. So in a very objective, unbiased, what are those products that are necessary to be able to do that? And so we do, you know, without getting into a conflict of interest, but we do discuss because there is a myriad of products out there, whether it be oral hygiene products or products that a hygienist does that utilizes to be able to render the care. So our audiences for this particular course generally end up almost 50-50. Instead of it's not a hygiene course.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, when the hygienist goes to this course without the dentist, oh, they gain a great deal of information, don't get me wrong. But when they go back, sometimes implementing that information is not there. When the dentist goes to this course without the hygienist, then they go back, but they're sharing it from their view. Where this thing really hits the mark is when the dentist and the hygienist, and even the team, you'll notice that on this course, it says everybody. So I do need the insurance coordinator because we go through insurance. I need, we don't call them front desk anymore because that's wood, but the patient greeter. We need the hygienist. We need the dentist. I'm a Stephen Covey person. It's been my nature from the beginning, to a certain degree, of being pragmatic. I don't want to go to a course where I'm not going to get pearls. If you expect a course from me to where we're going to have just fun, we will. And I think I am entertaining. We will. But at the same time, I have an obligation that when you walk out of that course, you've got some stuff that you can do on Monday morning. And I say that at the very beginning of every course I do. We're here, but I do have a mission.
Yeah.
And that mission is for, it's kind of like, and Vanessa, you may have heard this before, you know, when you visit someone's cabin, you always want to leave the woodpile higher than when you got there. And for me, that's what we do. There's not enough money in the world for many of us to fly all over where we fly to do what we do. Yes, I do expect to be compensated, but I taught high school biology. My parents were teachers. I taught biology before I went to dental school. I was going to go into private practice. I love private practice, but I'm an educator.
Yeah.
I mean, I am through and through passionate about learning. And so therefore, this course is orchestrated to hit the points. Ding, ding, ding. The 5 commitments of what it's going to take. And it goes from A to Z, from chronic inflammation all the way down to third-party coding.
Love it, love it, love it. And so much good stuff in there. In fact, in my mind, I was checking off, you had answered so many of the questions I was going to ask you. So let's go back and kind of just recap. First of all, 35 years of private practice in periodontics and implantology. And so you're bringing all that experience, plus you're a professor, like you say, you love to educate. You're bringing all that experience for a course that the whole team can attend. It can be a full day or a partial day, I believe. It sounds like there's a lot of interaction. There's a lot of variety. It sounds like we keep it moving. Yes. And ultimately they walk out with what they can put to use on Monday morning. You know, is there anything we didn't cover around this that would be important for the meeting planner to know about this particular course?
No, but we are able, you know, through today with virtual, that I've been able to present this course, I believe, with the same passion and magnitude as I do being there. And so we're able to very easily adapt this course to a virtual setting.
Fabulous.
You know, initially when I started doing virtual, not just because of our current environment before, you know, it was a little bit talking to a computer, but I think you can see that just me talking to you, that I can get pretty wound up about this. Actually, I could probably be talking to myself in a mirror and probably do just as well. But I know my subject.
Yeah.
But more importantly, what I would leave with is that I am always thinking about my audience. I may know my subject, but I am a very, very effective listener. I'm I'm on every trending. I'm on every blog. I'm listening. I walk in a dentist's shoes. And yes, I may be a periodontist, but I practiced general dentistry before periodontics. But more importantly, I'm an active Academy of General Dentistry member, and actually the perio editor of the General Dentistry magazine. So while I can put on my perio hat, um, my allegiance also is to not only the dentist, but to the dental hygienist and also the team. You'll never hear me say staff. To me, staff is what Moses took up to the mountain.
For an
It is
infection.
team. So
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. I know that to be true about you, as many in our industry do. And thank you so much for bringing such an important topic with the Dr. Sam Lau flair and wisdom. We really need it in our industry. And
thank
so
you.
there you have it, event planner. For information on bringing Dr. Lau to work with your next meeting, whether in person or virtual or hybrid, because that is clearly where we're going. As we record this in the middle of a COVID pandemic, this video may live for some time on our website, and we're currently in the midst of COVID. But to find out more about Dr. Lau's presentations, visit dentalspeakersbureau.com, or you can visit directly to Dr. Lau's website, which is Dr. Sam, S-A-M, Lau, L-O-W, drsamlau.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for sharing with us today, Sam. And until next time, everyone, be well. And I'm looking for my little button. There we go. Until next time, be well.